Fun fact. Turns out, according to a CSO Insight blog that was released last June on why winners win, turns out that 20% is the increase in win rate when a relationship is in place, specifically of a trusted relationship. Imagine that, 20%. Relationships, however, regardless, have profoundly impacted business and sales performance time and time again. Hi, my name is Carrie Divens, and I'm a 1998 graduate of Butler University, a forever student of Dr. McQuiston's, former president of Alpha Chi Omega, and I had also served 5 years on the Alpha Chi Omega House Corporation Board. Currently, I'm an advisor for JA Benefits. I'm a little excited because JA just was named #1 Best Places to Work employer last week in Indiana, and actually had that recognition in 2019 as well. I will say it was not an accident that it happened in back-to-back years. JA truly understands the importance of relationships in business. Actually, our core values are relationship, purpose, and growth. RPG. Everything we do must start with relationships. As for what we do, we help employers by really working with them, consulting and serving them in ways to protect and simplify the complex space of employee benefits. What that means is everything related to an employee's paycheck. It can be the intangibles, it could be something directly on that paycheck, but it's typically what's found even on their annual total comp statement. All of these together, combined for an employer, ends up being their second largest expense item overall. Because of RPG, relationship, purpose, and growth, I'm super thrilled that Dr. McQuiston reached out to me and asked me to speak with you all about how I've been maintaining and developing relationships with my clients over the years. Of course, I could go on and on about the best ways and maybe some of my special secrets that have helped me succeed over the years, but I'll just break it down to a few simple stories that I can share where I had great success. The first being the difficult client. This client was actually one that I was not engaged on initially, but had been brought in on because we were about to lose the account and I was the last ditch effort to see if we can save the group. Turns out, just looking from as an outsider in, that there was not a relationship there, not a true business relationship. And turns out that the individual's needs weren't being heard or understood. And so my first call to action was really to sit down with him and hear everything he had to share. Get to know him personally, get to understand his role in his organization and his team and how I could help them all. Even though he was once known as prickly and challenging in conversations, over conversations, whether that be meetings, lunch meetings, whether it was a phone call, predicting his calls of need, instead of waiting for an email from him or a call from him, I would honestly just engage directly right out to him. Over time, was able to figure out how to strategically get ahead of and exceed his expectations. And that was done. I would say the bulk of that work was just a lot of phone calls, a lot of conversations back and forth. And he eventually learned to find out that if he needed to get a hold of me, he knew how to track me down, and he had my cell phone. And I actually recall sitting on the couch one night and I had a text from this individual, and all I could do was smile in appreciation that he felt comfortable enough to reach out to me at 7:00 at night because he had something hit him, an idea come across his mind, and he felt comfortable to reach out, and I knew that I could go ahead and start thinking on what we could do to help him out. And by the next morning, I had a game plan out in front of him. So I would say that's a relationship that really turned the corner in a good way, and we were able to retain that client, and it ended up being a win-win. The great part about that is that, that was a group that, again, I thought we were going to lose overall, and to this day, I still connect with Jeff, and one of my favorite clients of all time. Another one relates back to my time at Butler. As an intern, I took the opportunity to work for one company for 2 different internships. I actually have to thank Dr. McQuiston for that because he was a key part of my success with that internship at Caboose Productions. Fast forward, some of the engineers there had left to start their own company. And while their company at the time was smaller than what I could focus on for my business and my interactions, I've always maintained that relationship, whether it was connecting with them at lunch, dropping by to see their new office when they moved, had just always nurtured that relationship with reaching out and recognize milestone moments in their career and with their families, and really again put a lot of effort into connecting with them, just because we did have that bond in the beginning from when I was an intern at Caboose. It was pretty exciting because even during COVID times, I had to pivot a little bit, and I tested out a few new ways to reach out to contacts, and I actually used these gentlemen as my outlet for that. And it was really exciting to find out that a little test or adventure ended up winning me an opportunity to have a conversation with them. Turns out that they do have a need, and they've reached out to ask what I could do to help them out. And so I'm going to be meeting with them here in the upcoming weeks to see what I can do. So you just never know when a 20-year nurtured relationship turns into being a business opportunity that you can win. As for what to do during these virtual times, I would say the two biggest keys are to increase visibility, but then also making sure that your outreaches are meaningful and relevant. So even though typically we would do in-person meetings, lunches, dinners, social events, entertainment events, sporting events, all that's changed. But I've taken advantage of having opportunities to have Zoom wind down meetings, or have a strategic meeting over Teams with my coworkers, introducing each other to clients and prospects. And even, like I said, taking the moment to do videos to engage with prospects and clients. It's a nice way to do something different than the additional random email that they're getting. And also, I don't want to add to their voicemails. And I also know that they're so busy handling return to work activities that they really probably don't have the time for a phone call. So I've been complimented on the fact that those videos are well received. They are different. It just lets them know, here's my friendly face, here's my voice, I'm here for you if you need me. And it's nice to be complimented on that. So all I can say for there is just mix it up, keep on trying different means, and whatever you're getting responses from, I would say stick with that. My parting words to you, as I realize I'm going a little long here, but as I discussed, relationships are the true foundation. Credibility is everything. So make sure you take the steps. Also, clarify those with others. Let them know what steps you'll be taking, and follow through with that. And you just never know when that long-term relationship of staying engaged with somebody will bring a win. So sometimes in this business, it can be it's not just who you know, but it's also who knows you. So make sure that you're visible and that you're getting your message out there and being courteous, meaningful, and relevant to those that you're reaching out to. That being said, by all means, Dr. McQuiston knows how to get a hold of me. He has my contact information, but you're all welcome if you're interested to reach out and connect. I'd love to learn about you and your journey, what brought you to Butler, and what doors you're looking to open in the future. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Take care, be safe.